Hello, woman seeking midlife redefined. I want to tell you one of my more humbling stories. So when I got certified as a life coach in 2014, I was in a massive ballroom in Los Angeles with hundreds of the happiest people in the world. And the way that as these big events go, we are given all the tools, all the resources, all the enthusiasm to make magic happen, that our coaching programs are going to hit the ground running, that we are going to be making a ton of money and impacting millions, and it is going to be easy. And one of the requirements when I was at Life Mastery Institute getting my certification as a coach is that we were required, well, I'm a rule follower, to set up our very first workshop before we left Los Angeles. So my sister worked in a hotel up in North Conway, New Hampshire, beautiful, right in Mount Washington Valley, in a historic hotel. So Jane is my sister. So she reserved the big conference room for me, and I had the anticipation that you could not imagine, that this was going to be my big break into public speaking and coaching. And so, you read the comments over here. I set up that room for 100 people, and I agonized. Where is the standing room only going to be? Is it going to be on this side of the room or this side of the room? What about the fire exits? What's going to happen? And I think it was at, say, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I don't remember now. Time was getting closer and closer, and the room was empty and empty, except for my sister. And then finally, this beautiful woman, Nancy, was on her dinner break, and she said, "Oh, I can sit in here for a half an hour if you want to practice." And she ate her ham and cheese sandwich out of a baggie, while I thought I had these expectations that it was going to be absolutely magnificent and over the top, and that is just not the way it happened. So this is the opening statement of this post, right? There is no such thing as failure. It's all feedback. So instead, when you are trying something for the first time, what we tend to do, us adults with this analytical brain, is we say, "Oh, I tried that, it didn't work, I'm not doing that again." And then we squish back and stay small and stuck. But I like to think of that sweet little infant toddler, right, who is just starting to stand on their own, and they're ready to walk, and they wobble, and then they fall down on their bums. Well, that infant toddler, I don't know, what kind of age is that? That baby isn't thinking like, "Great, I tried walking once and it didn't work, I'm never doing that again." But instead, that baby looks around and says, "What are the resources? Ooh, a coffee table. Ooh, mommy's or daddy's or big brother's finger that you can hold on to." That is where the magic is. It's not about trying something once and saying never again. It's about trying something, figuring out what didn't work, and then reapproaching it. So I would love for you to share in the comments, what is an example of something you tried once and it wasn't successful that you are willing to try again? Because this is the important thing. It's not about trying it and feeling frustrated and walking away. It's about trying it, figuring out what you could do or think, or how you could interact with it differently, and then trying it all over again. So public speaking, right? So I thought there was going to be standing room only with over 100 people at my very first coaching workshop, which now I cringe, but I didn't. I was like, honest to God, I was full on in there. So instead of looking at it as failure, I'm never public speaking again, it was like, all right, what are the things that I need to do differently to fill this room? Starting a business is no easy task. What do they say? It takes 5 years to be an overnight success. That's no joke. So it's about writing the press release, doing more advertising, inviting more people. But I think I also, unrelated but related, did a little self-sabotage because I was scared. So I didn't want to tell anyone, or I didn't want to make it too big. So there was just a lot of fear in all of that. So I want you to think about your own life. What is something that you are willing, that you may have looked at it as failure, but you're willing to try again and look at your resources differently? So right now I am in my classroom. It's a physics lab at Lakes Region Community College, where I'm an adjunct faculty. I don't teach physics. Nope. But what I have two 8-week sections of a course this fall. Last fall, I taught a full semester of Introduction to Psychology, Intro to Psych. Super fun, keeps me active in the teaching, and certainly these fun teenagers, college freshmen were born in 2000. They're not quite ready for midlife redefined, that's for sure. But anyway, so invitation. Again, there's no such thing as failure. It's all feedback. I want you to share one thing you could try again as you move forward. You have a beautiful afternoon.